As we previously mentioned, Ben Affleck is indeed the new Batman. The question is, when did he become Batman? According to The Hollywood Reporter, talks began between director Zack Snyder, Warner Brothers, and Affleck earlier this year. After completing work on Man of Steel, Snyder reportedly had an idea for the sequel, and the studio began to gauge interest from actors, including the rumored Josh Brolin and Ryan Gosling. Affleck was open to the idea and began discussing the story and the character with Snyder, and when he liked what he heard, negotiations began for him to appear. John, you said on the show weeks ago that you believed Affleck was Warner Brothers' #1 choice for Batman. Does this report make sense to you?
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me, as a matter of fact. And as a matter of fact, at Comic-Con, when Zack Snyder, we all talked about it, when Zack Snyder got up at Comic-Con and announced that they'd be doing Batman versus Superman in the upcoming Man of Steel sequel, we said, I guarantee you they already have their guy.
They did.
We said that, they're getting up there and they're not talking about it, but we know that they already have their Batman picked, and that all the speculation that came afterwards was really moot because they had already picked their Batman. Now, I didn't know that Ben Affleck, I didn't think Ben Affleck would accept the role of Batman. I said, I guarantee you he's Warner Brothers' #1 guy, but I did not think he would accept it. So we didn't know who it was, but this makes total sense, like that they were already in talks earlier this year. And keep in mind, too, one of the reasons Warner Brothers loves Affleck for this is because Affleck is a genuine, through and through comic book fanatic. He loves the comics. And I'm going to go on record and say this, more than any other A-list actor or performer in Hollywood today, Ben Affleck knows Batman. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be the best Batman. I'm just saying he knows Batman. So that's a pretty important thing. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all. They weren't going to do a casting like this in 2 or 3 weeks' time. This wasn't going to be this thing that's going to carry their brand for the next decade was not a decision they were going to make on 2 weeks' worth of interviews. No, they knew that Affleck was their guy for months and months and months, even when they did the announcement at Comic-Con. That's how long he's been on board, which also, once again, dispels that ridiculous rumor that was going around that, oh my gosh, DC just offered Christian Bale $50 million to come back. No, they didn't. That also was nonsense. Yeah, to me it makes sense. Dennis?
I think I've said before that Ben Affleck, while he's not my first choice to play Batman, I don't mind it, and I'm optimistic that he'll do a really good job. But if you take a look at the 3 that they named, Ben Affleck, Ryan Gosling, and Josh Brolin, he's definitely my #1 pick out of those 3 that they were considering. So, yeah, I think probably any of those 3, if they got picked, there would have been backlash.
Oh, and it's not, this is the discussion I had with some friends last night too, and you were there, Dennis, was no matter who they picked, there was going to be huge uproar. If they picked Josh Brolin, a lot of people online wanted Josh Brolin. A lot of people did not. Mm-hmm. It would have been outrage. If they had gotten Ryan Gosling, some people would have been really happy with it, and some people would have been outraged. It just, no matter who they picked, it was a no-win situation for DC, and I think they knew that. I don't think any of this negative backlash is coming, this, quite frankly, unsubstantiated negative backlash that's going on about Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't think any of this is catching DC by surprise at all. They knew exactly what the backlash was going to be. Quite frankly, it's not as severe as I thought it was going to be. It's actually, more people are showing some rational thought than I thought they would on this. But they understood there was going to be this backlash. This isn't catching them by surprise. They know how this is going to play out, and this is all going to work out just fine.
So excited for Ben as Batman.
Me too.
I think he's going to be an amazing Batman. He's a great actor, so it'll be great.
Yeah.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.